One of the most disruptive elements of this new streaming ecosystem is really the global nature of it. Historically, it's been quite a regional or local in a sense, and when I say regional, I mean kind of country level industry, but suddenly it's become extremely easy to launch or distribute your service outside of your domestic market. Of course, this brings a whole host of challenges in that ultimately distribution and technology scales much faster than people. So standing up a sales team in a region takes a lot of time, it's expensive, and you're starting to see much more kind of collaboration across borders. So streaming services are working with sales houses or other streaming services potentially to help them monetize that. From a SpringServe perspective, we're really helping underpin that technology by giving a suite of features, specifically something called Direct Connect, which, as the name suggests, helps one SpringServe customer directly connect with another customer to help enable that sales flow. So you can really rest assured that even if there's somebody in a different country kind of selling that inventory, all of your business rules, your advertising rules are still being respected, and therefore you're still getting that same seamless ad experience that you would get in your domestic market, even if it's an international market.
We're seeing an explosion in the number of available viewing services. Those include apps and platforms themselves and pieces of device technology. And indeed, it's not just app providers, but also OEMs and hardware makers they're in this game now, becoming service providers. SpringServe works closely with some of those OEMs, people like Vizio. How are their considerations different from the considerations of a software-based service provider?
Well, I think they're starting to experiment, and this is actually one of the areas I'm most excited about seeing the developments in 2023. If you kind of putting my internet hat on, the most valuable real estate would have been the default homepage of a web browser. It was heavily fought over. And if you translate that to the CTV space, that's really the welcome screen of your smart TV. You've got this really kind of this real great opportunity to help dictate the viewing experience for your users, as ultimately we all know first impressions really matter. So being able to intelligently manage that screen, the tiles on that page, is really important. And we're kind of seeing two main objectives here. One is discoverability and really helping your user base find new content and using these tiles in that manner. And then the second is, of course, more on the monetization side, where you're enabling, maybe it's other streaming services or other TV shows, to surface that content because it is ultimately a great real estate to be able to get in front of new users. So from, again, on the SpringServe side of things, being able to bring that all together into one place is really valuable. You can really manage that holistic experience for your users, making sure that you're managing reach and frequency regardless of if it's traditional video or these tiles and these new ad formats that are emerging.
So we've heard today that ad buyers, of course, still care about brand safety, and that means their programmers have to as well. And a key part or a key moment in that brand safety is the creative review process, which itself is subject to many onerous checks, especially in Europe, I think. How does SpringServe think that publishers can be helped on that?
So it's been a widely discussed topic, the challenges associated with constructing an ad break from multiple different parties using different transaction types, using different technologies, and really combining that into an ad break that your users have become accustomed to from watching linear traditional television. So the way that SpringServe went about solving that problem was really creating a database of all of the creatives that we saw across the platform. So that would be downloading it, transcribing it, analyzing the audio quality, the video quality, and then also starting to determine and extract pieces of information that may not have been sent through within the payload. We could then use that for all of the advertising and business rules and make sure that we were constructing the perfect ad break for the customers based off of their business requirements. What we started to do at the beginning of this year was starting to surface that into our customers' UI. So now there's a full ad quality suite of tools where customers can go in and see every single creative that could have potentially run within their environment. They can understand all of the pieces of information that we've received and then also any additional pieces of information that we've determined about this creative. to make sure that we're giving them full control and transparency into what's happening in their environment, because ultimately, that's what they want to be, that's what they want to be assured of as to what advertisers are running and how that's performing for them.
And finally, we've heard some disagreement here at the event today about the achievability, the viability of certain technical solutions. What are you taking away into 2023 with the most enthusiasm for what can be done next year?
So I think that there is, on the technology side of things, we've made huge progress and solved a ton of problems. We're starting to now come to a point where there's always going to be additional technology solutions and there's going to be additional tech problems to solve, but much more of it is around business models, collaboration, and those will be the real challenges for 2023. It's starting to get different partners in the industry to work together to solve the common needs of the wider industry.